Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to Chanting for Change and A Course in Miracles discussion. I'm Teri Angel, also known as Mama Peace, and I'm here with my co-host Karen Palmer. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
And we have our Christine and Sunny. Sharon Ria.
Hello.
Auntie Jean.
Hi, everyone.
Charlie Charman.
Hello, everyone.
And Melanie.
Hello.
Hi, what a beautiful group tonight. And to get us started, we've got Karen that's going to take us into our heart.
So this is our lesson for today that we will be keeping our focus on. There is no will but God's. So let us rest in that awareness, in that truth, because so many ways we believe that's not true. And we believe that we have a separate will. And we did that by coming into these human forms. We chose to experience the illusion of separation. We chose to have a will separate from God's. And then we live here in an unconscious guilt and an unconscious understanding of a God that we projected as an angry, upset God with us that is going to punish us for not following the will. And what a blessing to know that that's not true. That was never true. None of it was ever true. It was just my imagination running away with me. And that imagination, our beliefs and our imagination are so powerful that we can create worlds. We can create 7 billion different worlds with different minds and different beliefs and different wills and different concepts and different ideas and different images. But none of it is true. The truth is the truth, and nothing else is true. God's will is the will for all beings to have perfect happiness, to live in absolute oneness, and to have perfect love, a changeless love, a love that never goes away, a timeless love, an eternal love. That is God's will. Why would we not choose it? Why would we choose to have a separate and belief in something other than that will? So this lesson is going to take us on a journey to knowing that it's just silly to think that we have a separate will and that our will could be stronger than God's will, and that we could substitute God with people, that we could substitute God and perfect love with false love, with a love that changes, a love that waxes and wanes, a love that is conditional and has expectations. Why would we want to substitute that? Well, we can be gentle because we were unaware that we were substituting. We were unaware that we were having a will separate from the will. We had idle wishes, but those idle wishes had no real effect on reality. Just rest in that. Rest in that knowledge. Rest in that knowing. No real effect on reality. All our idle wishes, all our vain imaginings, they had no effect on our true identity. And the only thing that needs healing is the false belief that we ever had a separate will, that we are separate bodies, that we have a separate mind, that our hearts can have other desires. We just have to let go of that and ask Holy Spirit to show us how we can be in service to the will of God. Show us how we can be truly, truly helpful to all creation and to any creation who's forgotten who they are. We thank you so much, Holy Spirit, for this lesson. And we trust that all that needs to be said and heard will be a blessing in this session. We trust that the wisdom and the guidance and the awareness is here now, in the eternal now, in eternal presence. Thank you. Eternal presence. You know, eternal presence came through this morning for me in the form of my father, my daddy, his beautiful soul, his beautiful spirit showed me complete and true eternal presence. And he taught me something today that I will never, ever forget. He showed me what eternal presence truly feels like. I was struggling because my daddy wanted to have his body donated to science in the Harvard education system back in Massachusetts. And that was his wish. He made that very clear that that was what he wanted to have happen. He wanted his organs to be helpful. And then he wanted to be cremated and have his ashes be with my grandmother and grandfather in a local cemetery. So my sister contacted me and asked me if I would go back with her for the burial of his ashes. And I asked Spirit, I trusted. I didn't want to go back in his ashes. I don't want to see that experience. I don't want to hold that idea of him as a body in the dirt. And so that's when my dad came through, his beautiful, beautiful spirit. And he said, eternal presence, little one. Eternal presence. There is nothing that needs to be done. And so I texted my sister back and I said, I'm very grateful that you're taking care of all the things that he wanted to have as his wishes are being fulfilled. And I'm so grateful that you want to go back and do a ceremony and have the ashes, and you want to do that. But I don't. I have a soul connection with my daddy, and I don't feel any need to go back. And she was so open to that. She was so loving and so supportive of that. And I just kept saying, I will there be light. I will there be light. Show me the light. Show me the light. Because when you get confused in the dark and you think you're supposed to do certain things because you feel like you're supposed to do certain things, and that's the programming, and that's the conditioning, and that's the thoughts that's what we do. That's just what we do. I had that experience of eternal grace, eternal presence. And I just wanted to share it with everyone because it was beyond anything I can even explain in this human condition. But I know that it was my daddy. And I know that my daddy was showing me what eternal presence is.
Thank you for sharing that, Karen. Sharing so real and so raw and so beautifully. And I'm seeing it as an example because spirit doesn't see separation. And when we see it ourselves as a body, we're seeing separation. So I'm so happy that that was brought to you as an example. And I've been saying this mantra all day today because I think we were all on edge today waiting for a baby to arrive and knowing that it was supposed to happen at a certain time. And then hours later, we had not heard anything. And I had to really work at trust today and just keep reminding myself and keep saying, I will there be light, and just, wanting to trust fully, but at the same time, just being the human part of me that was on edge and waiting and wanting. So it's a real struggle. The struggle is real, you guys.
I was saying that too. I was saying darkness and confusion is not my will.
Yeah, as we walk through this life, we're going to have struggles. We're going to have challenges. We're going to have things that come up that try our trust and try our patience. And there's always going to be something. And that was what I realized today, and what, thank God, my friend Ruth Anderson helped me to realize, it does no good to stay in the struggle and to stay in the spin. Go into the light and know that everything is working perfectly, and then just allow it to play out. So this was a huge and perfect lesson for me today. I will there be light. And, it reminded me when I very first heard this particular exercise so many years ago in studying Course in Miracles. It reminded me of God speaking, "Let there be light." And there was light. And so I think that's what we have to hold on to. I will there be light, and there is. And then just go with that, go with the trust, and not back into the brain and into our head space where we're going to go back into worry. So that was my experience today. I know many of us were in that same boat of waiting and hoping and wanting to hear something. So I'd like to hear other people's experiences from today.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Christine has her hand up.
Yeah, wait, this is like 3 years the go the way funky with this that my mom was gone. And it was tough on me, and I right now I cleaned up with kissing. And the kissing when I clean it up, my mom feel it with me when I clean the kissing to where they poke me. And she be so proud of me.
She is proud of you.
She is
Chris.
proud of you, sweetheart. Yes,
Thank you, honey.
that's a beautiful share. Thank you, Christine.
I got to share now. It's from Kabar. I just picked up the book as you were talking, and I got a message for Karen. The unstruck bells and drums. The Lord is in me. The Lord is in you. As life is in every seed, our servant, put false pride away and seek for him within you. A million suns are ablaze with light. The sea of blue spreads in the sky. The fever of life is stilled, and all stains are washed away. When I sit in the midst of that world, hark to the unstuck bells and drums. Take your delight in love. Rain pours down without water, and the rivers are streams of light. One love it is that pervades the whole world. Few that are who know is fully. They are blind who hope to see it by the light of reason, the reason which is cause of separation. The house of reason is very far away. How blessed is Kabar that amidst this joy he sings with his own vessel, the music of the meeting of soul with soul. It is music of forgotten, of sorrows. It is a music that transcends all comings in and all going forth.
It's so beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sharon, for your message. I love you too.
You know, Karen, one of the things I find really amazing and magical is when you talk about your dad and how he talks to you. It's the exact same way my dad talks to me now that he's in spirit form. He uses the same phrases, dear one, little one. Those are things he never used when he was alive. But now that he's in the other realm, he uses them all the time. And it's so dear. And that's all I ever wanted was the love of my father when I was little. And so now I feel he's giving it to me, you know, now that he's crossed over. I'd like to say something about the lesson, the will. God created us with free will, but I think in a way our life journey is deciding for ourselves to choose His will, finding out that His will is the perfect will. And, because, at birth, we don't say, oh, I'm going to do God's will. It takes us living, it takes us experiencing. And, I can remember even when I was little, what I used to think, and I'm curious to know if anybody else felt this way. I always felt like I didn't want to disappoint Him. Just like I guess you are with your own parents, that you don't want to disappoint them. I felt like I should do nice things, good things, because I didn't want to disappoint Him. And I know now that that's probably impossible to disappoint Him or to make Him angry or to any of that, because He's perfect. He doesn't, He doesn't pay attention to that. He's just perfect love. But that's what I thought. But I certainly have realized in all my years that His will is our will, and that's what brings joy and happiness. So I had a hard time focusing today, because every time I tried to sit down, just focus it, I got into a prayer session for Brookie and the baby. But yeah, it was very, very helpful, very interesting to me. So just wondered if anybody else had felt that way, about disappointing your Father, disappointing your Heavenly Father in some way, or hurting Him, because I used to think maybe I could make Him cry if I did something wrong, And, but now I know He's a God of joy and love, and but, I guess I still love Him so much, it's just, it hasn't changed as far as that goes, the love. But anyway, okay, that's all I wanted to say. And I'm so happy for you, Karen. I think you made the right decision.
Grace Isis has her hand up.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm glad I'm here. And
I
thank
can
you.
see her.
Can you? Yeah.
Yeah,
And thank you for.
I see you now. Okay.
Yes, thank you for holding the space, and thank you for holding Karen up. Karen, we just shower you with bubbles and bubbles of love and laughter, and thank you for reminding us that our loved ones are always with us, and they're constantly communicating to us. And we reside in such a place of awareness, and as we're learning about the ego, that they are letting us know they're okay and they're well and they're constantly with us. So thank you for sharing your sensitive moment and your moment of a depth in emotion, and we lift you up and surround you with all God's blessings and light. In regards to the lesson, I most of my life I never really knew of ego until my sister got married about maybe 15 years ago, when my brother-in-law said it's all about ego. I'm like, what's ego? So I felt that where we are as those who are on a journey of enlightenment, and we're not fully engulfed or aware, but we're getting there. We're there. To me, I felt that I don't know why. It's a reminder. A Course in Miracles is a reminder, because I go by faith and by trust. I have to believe that I am light, and I am shining in the world. And it's not, let me say, I've chosen the path of being more enlightened, more aware. And so when it said over here that I will there be light, let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. Mine is the will of God, because as Auntie Jean said, we have the choices. And each of these choices, if you look at the palm of your hand, your fingers represent the choices. And they all come back to the palm. And the palm is God. So God has written, has created these paths. So each of them are going to, it's God's will, but tailored for me in the world. In the world. So I have my light. I have to let it shine. Each of those paths allow me to shine, because God has tailor-made them for me. So I don't know if that makes a lot of sense and if it resonates, but that's what I got. And with each moment, I kind of shone a little bit more, because I remembered, I was reminded. So thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Gracie.
So, shall I read our lesson?
I believe we are complete with
Yes.
the discussion. Okay, thank
Yes.
you
Did
all who
Melanie want to
shared.
say something?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Love you. We'll be sending you healing energy when we chant.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I hung as long as I
Feel
could.
better.
So
Thank
you feel
you.
better, Sharon.
Thank you so
Bless.
much.
Yes.
All right. So this lesson is a super fun, powerful one. I hope that because we're all defining what this will is. So this tells us exactly what Jesus wants us to know. So this is a really powerful, powerful message here. There is no will but God's. The idea for today can be regarded as the central thought toward which all our exercises are directed. God is the only will. When you have recognized this, you have recognized that your will is His. The belief that conflict is possible is gone. Peace has replaced the strange idea that you are torn by conflicting goals. As an expression, you are the will of God, and you have no goal but His. There is a great peace in today's idea, and the exercises for today are directed towards finding it. The idea itself is wholly true. Therefore, it cannot give rise to illusions. Without illusions, conflict is impossible. Let us try to recognize this today and experience the peace that recognition brings. Begin the longer practice periods by repeating these thoughts several times, slowly, and with firm determination to understand what they mean and to hold them in mind. There is no will but God's. I cannot be in conflict. I am at peace. Nothing can disturb me. My will is God's. My will and God's are one. God wills peace for his Son and for all creation. During this introductory phase, be sure to deal quickly with any conflict thoughts that may cross your mind, telling yourself immediately, there is no will but God's. These conflict thoughts are meaningless. If there is one conflict area that seems particularly difficult to resolve, single it out for special consideration. Think about it briefly, but very specifically identify the particular person or persons and the situation or situations involved and tell yourself, there is no will but God's. I share it with him. My conflicts about blank cannot be real. After you have cleared your mind in this way, close your eyes and try to experience the peace to which your reality entitles you. Sink into it and feel it closing around you. There may be some temptation to mistake these attempts for withdrawal, but the difference is easily detected. If you are succeeding, you will feel a deep sense of joy and an increased alertness rather than a feeling of drowsiness and enervation. Joy characterizes peace. By this experience, you will you recognize that you have reached it. If you feel yourself slipping off into withdrawal, quickly repeat the idea for today and try again. Do this as often as necessary. There is a definite gain in refusing to allow retreat into withdrawal, even if you do not experience the peace that you seek. In the shorter periods, which should be undertaken at regular predetermined intervals today, say to yourself, there is no will but God's. I seek his peace today. Then try to find what you are seeking. A minute or two every half an hour with your eyes closed if possible would be spent well on this today.
What a wonderful lesson for tomorrow, doesn't it? All right, so we are going to go into our chanting. And our first one, and Melanie, thank you for being with us tonight, and anyone who came in just for Course in Miracles. The first chant that we do is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. So Karen, please share how we do this.
Yes, this is where we chant 3 times slow, and then we'll chant 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number. And then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in a short meditation on freedom. And we will move into our next second chant. So we declare that all obstacles be removed. Om
Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
We declare that all barriers, conflicts, and violence be removed.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
We declare that all illusions and illness be removed.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om 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 Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Om
Om
Gan
Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gan
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om
Om
Gan
Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gan
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha Om
Om
Gan
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha
Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gam
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gam
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha. Om
Om
Gam
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha. Om
Om
Gam
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gam
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam
Om Gam
Pataye
Ganapataye
Namaha. Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Om Gam Ganapataye
Take just a moment to get in touch with our heart center. Just breathe in love, hold it in your heart, and then release it. Letting go of all the obstacles, all the illusions of separation with barriers brings us to a place of freedom. And in that freedom, we move up to a higher plane. So allow your energy field to just expand. Allow your consciousness to rise higher as we prepare to go into our next chant. And keep holding that feeling of freedom. Keep holding the thought that you have emptied out anything other than love, because where we're going is welcoming miracles. And miracles happen when we let go and when we bring in that beautiful energy of freedom and love and peace. And we welcome our miracle Marlene with us tonight. Thank you for being here. So Karen, let's go into our next chant. Would you please share with us?
Yeah, so this is where we're going to chant 3 times slow, and then we chant 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number, and then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in the next part of our session. We declare that all are accepting, aligning, allowing, and awake. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all are happy and healthy. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all live in peace and harmony and are open and ready to receive miracles. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Myoho
Nam
Renge Kyo.
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 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 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Nam
Renge Kyo.
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Nam
Renge Kyo.
Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Kyo,
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Kyo,
Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho Renge
Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam
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 Myoho
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 Renge
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 Kyo,
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Kyo,
Renge
Nam
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Nam
Kyo,
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo,
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Nam
Renge Kyo.
Renge
Myoho
Kyo,
Nam
Renge
Nam
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Myoho Renge
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Kyo,
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam-myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Nam
Nam-myoho
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo,
Nam
Nam
Nam-myoho
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo,
Kyo.
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Kyo,
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Ho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Nam
Kyo,
Myoho Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Kyo,
Nam
Nam-myoho
Myoho Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo,
Nam Myoho Renge
Myoho
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo,
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Kyo,
Myoho
Nam-myoho
Myoho
Renge
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 Kyo.
Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam
Ho
Myoho Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo,
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo,
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo,
Namyaho Renge
Ho
Nam
Renge
Kyo.
Myoho
Kyo,
Renge
Nam-myoho
Namyaho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Renge
Kyo,
Myoho
Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo,
Renge Kyo.
Nam-myoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo,
Nam
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge Kyo.
Nam-myoho
Nam-myoho
Renge Kyo,
Renge Kyo.
Namyaho
Myoho
Renge
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Kyo,
Nam-myoho
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo,
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Kyo.
Renge Kyo,
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo.
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Kyo,
Renge Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Kyo,
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam-myoho
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo,
Kyo.
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Nam-myoho
Renge
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 Kyo,
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge
Namyaho
Kyo.
Kyo,
Renge
Nam-myoho
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo,
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo,
Nam-myoho
Nam-myoho
Namyaho
Renge
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 Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo, Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo,
Namyaho Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo,
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo,
Namyaho Renge
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo,
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo,
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo, Myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo,
Namyaho Renge Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo,
Namyaho
Ho
Renge
Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge
Nam-myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo,
Namyaho Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo,
Namyaho
Nam-myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo, Nam-myoho
Namyaho
Renge Kyo,
Renge Kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo,
Renge Kyo.
Nam-myoho Gekyo
Namyaho Renge
Namyoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo Namyoho
Namyaho Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo Namyoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge Kyo.
Namyoho Renge Kyo Namyoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Ho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo
Renge
Namyoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo Ho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Namyoho Renge Kyo
Namyaho
Namyoho
Renge
Renge Kyo
Kyo.
Namyoho
Namyaho
Kyo
Renge
Namyoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo Namyoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Namyoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo
Renge Kyo.
Ho Renge Kyo
Namyaho
Namyoho Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Namyoho Renge Kyo
Namyaho
Ho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo Namyoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Ho Renge Kyo
Namyaho
Namyoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo Namyoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Namyoho Renge Kyo
Namyaho Renge
Namyoho
Kyo.
Gekyo Namyoho Renge
Namyaho
Kyo
Renge
Namyoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo Ho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Namyoho Renge Kyo Namyoho
Namyaho
Renge Kyo
Renge
Namyoho
Kyo.
Gekyo Namyoho
Namyaho
Renge Kyo
Renge
Namyoho
Kyo.
Gekyo Namyoho
Namyaho
Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Ho Renge Kyo
Namyaho
Namyoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo Renge
Myoho
Kyo,
Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam 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 Myoho Renge Kyo, Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam 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 Myoho
So back into our hearts again, touching in with that heart center. If you touch your heart physically, it brings your attention there and your focus there. And you feel that love more deeply. You feel the peace and the joy. Oh, so let's take a breath of that in and release. Every night we chant 3 Oms. Om is the cosmic sound of God. So we want to give all honor and glory to our Creator coming from our heart center. And then stay in your heart for another moment. Connect in with the heart and the brain. And then we'll give that love out into the world. Give it freedom and let it go to wherever it needs to go, wherever someone is waiting, just waiting to receive it. This is our mission that we do every night. So take a deep breath in, focus on the heart and on love, and let's begin the chanting of Om. Om. Another deep breath in. This time, really feel that go deeper inside, going to the very core of who you are. And then on the out breath, set your intention that this love we're sending forward is going into the world like a wave, making an impact, just searching in the darkness for that person who's waiting for the light to illuminate. And then release it. Om Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for this love that's in our hearts. Thank you to those who join in the mission of peace. Thank you to our Creator for always being so loving and showing us that spark of divine that we all have inside of us. Om Shanti. Every night we make a declaration. And that declaration says that there is peace on earth. And I'm wondering if our wonderful Christine will lead us in that tonight.
I am by honorably the fact that peace on earth and be kind to everyone else, please. And 1, 2, 3.
We
declare
declare
that there is
there is
peace
peace
on
on
earth,
no
and we
We
declare
declare that
that
peace
peace
begins
inside
inside of us
always.
forever
and
forever.
forever.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh, that would be. We've been doing this for 1,017 days now, as a group known as the
The peace.
Peace.
And Karen's a P, and Gracie's a P, and Terry's a P, and Chris is a P, and Charlie's a P, and I am a P, and Marlene is a P, and everybody who has peace in their hearts and love is a P. And I think, wouldn't you like to be a P too? So the world is going to be filled with peace. So
We have a new
join
baby
us.
P.
Yes.
Well,
Baby.
Baby.
Yay. Yeah. I am so excited.
Oh, baby P's here.
baby
yeah.
P is here, Gracie.
Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yuppie.
It's a tender little baby pea. They're always sweet and fresh.
They are always sweet and tender.
Little ones.
Oh, boy.
And because we have our little pea who's come into the world, this is our story. Miracles and love and peace. Because this is our story, baby Max. This is our smile.
So
Raising our voices, chanting each night.
right.
This is our story. This is our joy. Chanting for peace out into the world. I'd like to twist that a little bit. And I'd like us to say, this is our story filled with love for each other. Lifting our Karen and lifting our Max. Because this is our story. This is our joy. Chanting for peace and love out into the world. And then if you'd like, we can do, no, I think today that's good enough. What do you think, guys?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yes,
Yeah,
great.
I said me
Aye.
the but
Okay.
bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Chris.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
Chris.
Bye.
Yes.
I have to wait, Sunny.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
She went 5. You're still on.
So,
Thank you, Gracie. That was so beautiful.
And also, we have to remember to be kind.
yes,
Be
be kind.
Be
That's
kind.
right. Always be kind. Hold that love in your heart and keep giving it out into the world. We send it out as a big wave when we do it together, but keep giving it out. It does matter what our vibration is. So we do this every night. Come back and join us again tomorrow. We love you so much. And we're going to leave you with
Namaste to all. Hold the love.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Hi,
everyone.
Charlie.
Good
Good night,
morning.
Gracie.
Good night. Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. Good night, Marlene. We love you, Marlene.
Marlene. We love you, Marlene.